see electric vehicles making progress in China. All cars will be electric in the future.
I think the thing to appreciate is it's not that full self-driving will be as good as a person. It will be much, much better. Like a lot. Like over time, 10 times safer than a person. It's not even going to be a contest, frankly. So this is a really big deal. And I think some people realize it. I think you guys probably realize it. But being able to do a software update and have several million cars suddenly go from manual driving to autonomous, I think will be the single biggest asset value increase in history. The normal usage of a passenger car is roughly 10 to 12 hours per week, call it maybe an hour and a half per day. And when you drive around, you see lots of cars just parked in parking lots because out of the 168 hours in a week, they're using less than 10%, maybe 7% of the hours of the week a car is in use. But once it is autonomous, it can be used probably, 50 hours a week, maybe more. So it is effectively a five-fold increase in the value of a car overnight. I'm actually surprised that so few people realize this, or maybe they just don't believe it's real, but it is. So this is really an insanely big deal.
Tesla has actually tremendous capability in real-world AI.
Yes.
In fact, it is very far ahead of anyone.
I know people actually on Twitter prior to our interview were saying, he never gets asked about how advanced his AI is at Tesla. You always talk about the other names.
Tesla AI is, like I said, I'm not even sure who's second, frankly.
Why is that? What are people not understanding about what you have, and why are we talking so much about ChatGPT and generative AI at OpenAI and what Microsoft's going to be able to do with it, and not about Tesla?
I don't know. I mean, people do talk about it online. I think Tesla will have sort of a ChatGPT moment. Maybe if not this year, I'd say no later than next year.
Wait, say that again. I'm sorry. You're going to have a
sort of ChatGPT moment.
Oh, you will. In terms of suddenly it will.
Yeah, suddenly 3 million cars will be able to drive themselves with no one.
Right. It goes back to that. Right.
Yeah, and then 5 million cars, and then 10.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And make sure you're joining the Patrons. If you're not a part of the Patrons, make sure you're hitting the Cash App. And we have Elon Musk in China. And guys, where is the fourth industrial revolution going to rise at? That's right, the emerging markets led by China. Now, this is the same China that's challenging the U.S., dropping U.S. treasuries, plan on replacing the United States dollar, and help start the Brics. Now, why would Elon Musk, an American company, be over in China? Remember, guys, this is a plan. It moves in phases. And we see Elon talking about these robo-taxis like employees, 168 hours. Remember, the robots, algorithms, and drones are going to take over the economy, and the sheep are going inside the metaverse. I know it sounds like a movie, but remember, your life is an illusion, and TV is your reality. When you're in the tech and crypto space and you're conscious, you can clearly see it. Remember, those who have eyes cannot see. Those who have ears do not hear. Remember, guys, this is all biblical. When you look at Wall Street, you have the bull, the golden calf, and you can go right to Exodus. This was planned out thousands of years ago. But guys, remember, we are the chosen generation. And this technology is ready to go. It's been ready to go for 20 years. And we know the digital economy is also ready to go. But the only thing they need is that one crisis. And that's why we hear the drums are beating, cyber attacks, and we have the Fed holding rates higher for longer to destroy the global economy. And this is an election year, so they're going to hold it up until they're ready to pull the rug. And tomorrow we have the movie continues. We have CZ getting a sentence, and like I told you, this is symbolic. Because the Fed is not ready to raise rates just yet, guys, we're going to get distraction after distraction because the markets are going to be coming down. And don't forget Trump ordered research for fintech, ordered research for AI. So remember, he started it and just handed it over to Biden. The Hegelian dialectic works every time. And remember, the crypto teacher told you, because he knows when it comes to the NWO, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
On where Tesla cars were allowed to go, we're lifting those restrictions. And then, like I said, Musk met with Chinese leaders, and that included the premier. Musk's China VP said on social media that the two discussed AI as well as autonomous driving as key to the future for EVs. The numerous reports that we've been seeing now say that Tesla is getting close or has already gotten a tentative nod from Beijing for its full self-driving or driver assistance software for Beijing and, of course, larger China, and that the Chinese tech giant Baidu would be the one providing the mapping data. Now, Baidu and Tesla are not commenting on that.
What do you think Tesla is likely able to do now that it wasn't perception-wise last week?
Well, it's a watershed moment because Musk doesn't just make this trip just to do it, because if this could open up FSD in China, which I view as unlocking what could be really the golden opportunity for them when it comes to FSD and autonomous in China, which has been a missing piece in the puzzle.
CZ, you remember him?
Yes.
He used to head up Binance.
Well, he pled guilty to a couple things.
He did plead guilty to a couple things that we're going to learn tomorrow. How much, or if at all, what kind of jail time he might get.
Absolutely, yeah. So in addition to paying $50 million, his firm paid about $4.3 billion, give or take $1 billion there. And he may face a prison sentence of up to 18 months, but U.S. prosecutors certainly want more than that.
Okay, that's not too bad, 18 months. I mean, that's not like SBF type time.
But SBF may have set a new level, right?
Yeah, but definitely an interesting fall from grace, particularly for a guy who seems to take a lot of pleasure in SBF's downfall. At least for tomorrow, he might get his comeuppance. We'll have full coverage of that.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go, but clearly we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
But every stock, every bond, every currency, every commodity, every piece of art, every private business, every piece of real estate will eventually be a token on a blockchain, an entry on a ledger, permanent and immutable. We will have truth instead of trust, and we will save over $7 trillion a year. 6 to 8% of global GDP is wasted by the friction of the trust industry that's necessary when you have dual entry accounting. With triple entry accounting, which is what a blockchain is, we get rid of all of that friction. It's a beautiful future.
Like what you see in China and their social credit scoring systems, right? If we get identity wrong, it could be a tool to enslave humanity. And if we get it right, it could be a tool to liberate humanity. And as an American, I'm obviously rooting for the one that's on the side of freedom.
Bitcoin is an international asset. And also, I do believe the role of crypto is, it's digitizing gold.
I actually believe this technology is going to be very important. Look at it. We have been part of the huge revolution in investing through ETFs. We believe that ETFs will be changing the whole way we invest. Many people still use it as a means, people are investing it for indexing. No, the majority of people who are putting money in in ETFs are active investors that are buying exposure. The entire bond market is being transformed as we talk right now. I believe the next generation for markets, the next generation for securities will be tokenization of securities. We will, and if we can have that distributed ledger that we know every beneficial owner, every beneficial seller, we all have our code of who's buying, who's selling, instantaneous settlement. And think about it, it changes the whole ecosystem.
Chinese bank ICBC has been hit by a ransomware attack, and the U.S. Treasury market, as a result of that, has been disrupted. This, according to the Financial Times. We're getting it more right now with Bloomberg's Shonali Bassick. Shonali, what do we know?
Listen, we have the Financial Times now reporting that ICBC, one of China's largest banks here, was hit with a ransomware attack. And remember, they're a very significant intermediary in the Treasury market. The SIFMA has told its members that this has been part of the reason here that the system is kind of clogged up, if you will, during that auction that we saw a little bit before. The attack had prevented ICBC, according to the Financial Times, from settling Treasury trades on behalf of other market participants. A large executive at a major bank also telling the paper that such a large party on the fixed income clearing corp creates major concerns, potentially impacting the liquidity of Treasury markets. Now,
it was not just a poor auction. It was absolutely lousy, and you know, when the dealers have to step in to save a Treasury auction, that's a rare occurrence. I hate when countries go off the dollar. I would not allow countries to go off the dollar, because when we lose that standard, that will be like losing a revolutionary war. That will be a hit to our country, just like losing a war. And we can't let that happen. And too many countries now are fighting to get off the dollar.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Xrp, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know, I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Drama Team save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Drama Team save New York from COVID Stories 3. Part 3. King Joshua and Drama Team goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.